Hello and welcome back again to Dragon Age Inquisition. As you can see, Freya has reverted to her old self, cut her hair, washed away the makeup, and now she can finally feel like herself again after that experience in the Winter Palace. Yeah, we finished another main mission. Maybe one or two words on the mission that we just did. I personally enjoyed it quite a lot. It was something different. You can see that I tried to give you some variety of missions here, and not just, you know, the same fighting stuff. I would say I had one or two points of criticism. First of all, it was really confusing sometimes, and sometimes you didn't really know what was going on, and I always had to go back and look at my quest journal to know what I was supposed to do next, because very often I couldn't really figure it out on my own, and that is slightly bad style if you always have to, you know, walk your way through the quest journal if you can't actually see what you're supposed to do. And I wasn't the biggest fan of the timed section either. I guess I understand what they were trying to do, but in the end it was really just stressful, and I didn't really have the time to explore and just, you know, marvel at the surroundings, and that's a bit sad, I think. I mean, as it turned out, I wouldn't have had to hurry that much, because I ended up with more than enough court approval anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I think they should have tried to find another way to negatively influence court approval, maybe, and not putting you on a timer in certain sections. But overall, I enjoyed it. It was a very interesting and different experience. So, yeah, we have lots of stuff to do. I want to speak to my companions. Apparently I have a judgment to do. But before we do anything else, let's quickly check the war table. I don't think there were any really important missions. But
It's time to plan our next attack. What's the state of the Inquisition?
Our alliance with Orlais holds, for the present. They'll send aid on request.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons. With Orlais' support, our numbers match his. Corypheus's followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
Well, I'm sure they are.
We've beaten their god twice over. Corypheus must be livid. Where is he now?
After you dealt with the Duchess, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds. He's moving south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
Well, that sounds all very good. Yep, they'll be hard to miss then.
Good of Corypheus to make it easy to find him. If he's hiding in the Arbor Wilds, that's where we finish him.
But what is Corypheus doing in such a remote area?
His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more. What he hopes to find, however, continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one. Fortunately, I can assist.
Morrigan is back to her old outfit. Well, interesting. Well, continue.
You have my attention, Lady Morrigan.
What Corypheus seeks in those Forgotten Woods is as ancient as it is dangerous.
Which is?
'Tis best if I show you.
Okay.
This is an
Ooh.
illuvian, an elven artifact from a time long before their empire was lost to human greed. I restored this one at great cost, but another lies within the Arbor Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
Alright. She brought the Illuvian with her. Yeah, how did you do this?
You can restore an artifact like this.
There was a price, but one I gladly paid. I found legends of an elven temple within the Arbor Wilds, untouched, It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The Illuvian would be his.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead?
Okay. Well, then let's just walk through it, okay? Interesting. So the whole Illuvian thing does play a role again.
If this place once had a name, it has long been lost. I call it the Crossroads, a place where all Illuvians join, wherever they might be.
Okay. This could be useful. Yeah, this is kind of incredible.
This place is extraordinary. How could this even exist?
Who can say? Formed from the fabric of time and space, perhaps. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them. As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
Alright, so how did you find this?
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
And what does that mean?
If they don't lead back to our world, then...
Places between, like this one. I can describe it no better. For a time, I had a safe place to raise my son. But only for a time. One cannot remain in between forever.
Yeah, right. What happened to the child that she had with Alistair? Open from this side.
What do you mean, a few can be opened from this side?
Some of the Illuvians have been left unlocked, like doors accidentally left ajar. All others are closed. They can be opened only from beyond.
Opened how?
With a key.
And I assume you have a key?
I suppose you have such a key.
The key can be many things. Each Illuvian is different. I have knowledge as well as power. Often that is enough.
And Corypheus wants this.
Corypheus wants to come here.
This is not the Fade, but it is very close. Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh, like Corypheus wanted to do with the Anchor.
He learned of the Illuvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it. You have made Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and soon.
Oh, I love this. This is a sense of awe and mystery that I thought that was sadly missing from Dragon Age 2. You know, the feeling that you really live in a world full of ancient secrets and mysteries. And everything in Dragon Age 2 seemed a little bit plain. There were a few moments where you could see that, for example, when talking to Flemeth. But yeah, I really like the way this is going. All right, and Yeah, here it is. Interesting. Where am I anyway? Oh, it's over here. Yeah. I'm not sure if I could enter this room before, but... Oh, hey! Well, look at that. Well, who might that be? Morrigan?
You're the Inquisitor. I thought you'd be scarier. Mother said you were scary.
Well, I assume that Morrigan is his mother. Oh, I'm very scary, you know.
Some people seem to think I'm the most frightening thing in the world.
Mother says they would think the same about me if they knew.
Kieran, are you bothering the Inquisitor?
Of course not. Did you see what's on her hand, Mother?
I did see. 'Tis time to return to your studies, little man.
Well, he seems surprisingly normal.
My son. Never where you expect him to be, naturally.
So he's your son?
I didn't know you had a son.
Why would you? I take great pains to not let my own reputation affect him
She
in any
just told me
way.
in the Crossroads.
To most in the Imperial Court, he's simply a quiet and well-spoken lad. Perhaps the heir of some distant family. But he goes where I go. Worry not, Inquisitor. Kieran is a curious boy, but seldom troublesome.
Yeah, where's his father? Actually, I know where his father is, but let's ask us anyway.
Will his father be joining us as well?
I have raised Kieran on my own for quite some time now, as was my preference from the start. So 'tis but the two of us, Inquisitor. Your fortress is a large place, and you will scarce notice our presence.
He's a bit odd. Well, I'm sure you must be proud of him.
He seems like a fine young man.
But not the sort one might expect a woman like me to raise. No son of mine would be raised in a marsh, bereft of contact with the outside world. His future will be difficult enough without my adding to his burden. To think, until recently this place stood decrepit, occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased.
So you know about Skyhold?
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the ancient elves. They called it Tarar Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
I think it's so funny that she's still wearing her old outfit from Origins. Yeah, I have become rather fond of this place, truly.
I like this place. I've made it mine.
The magic in this place has seeped into the stones, protecting it from darkness. Those who let it fall to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. You were kind to welcome my aid, Inquisitor, even knowing as little of me as you do. I will do my best to aid your cause with all the knowledge at my disposal. This I swear to you.
Well, that's very nice. Also, apparently the magic of this place doesn't only protect from darkness, but also against cold temperatures. Well, thank you, I guess.
I appreciate whatever help you can give us.
Some might think Corypheus a madman for seeking godhood. Yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient magisters know? What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can succeed. 'Tis that he actually may.
Well, that's an interesting thought. Okay. Can I talk to you even more?
I understand you have spared the Grey Wardens from destroying what goodwill was left them. 'Tis good of you, considering the weakness Corypheus exploited was their own doing. Still, should a true archdemon one day arise, They will no doubt be needed. Or so they would have us believe.
Well, interesting opinion on that. So, what are your thoughts on the Inquisition?
Now that you've seen the Inquisition up close, what are your impressions?
'Tis remarkable what you have built. I will give you that. A web of favors has wrapped every noble family in southern Thedas around your fingers. All this in precious little time, conjured from thin air through the power of fervor alone. I wonder if Corypheus suspected what he was enabling, just as I wonder what will become of all this once he is defeated.
Yeah, I think first we should defeat him and then we can think of what's going to be next.
We have to defeat him first. Then I'll worry about what's next.
Should that happen, the world will lie at your feet, more or less. Beware the heights you reach, Inquisitor. When this is done, many will be eager to knock you back down.
Okay. Yeah, tell me more about you.
I'd like to know more about you.
Ah yes, whence comes the mystery woman slinking her way into the Inquisition's ranks? Once I was an apostate, living well away from the banal influence of the Chantry in the Kukari Wilds. Then came the Fifth Blight with its darkspawn, and I left Ferelden for the Empress's court. 'Tis certain the nobles of Orlais breathe a collective sigh of relief that I am now here.
So, you're an apostate?
It's odd that an apostate could live so openly.
It confuses those who expect apostates to cower and hide. I stand boldly before them and demand to know why I need some Chantry mage to teach me to control my power. They would put me on a leash so they can feel safer at night. I am uninterested in their comfort. Naturally, it helps to have friends in high places.
And why the Orlesian Court?
The Orlesian Court seems like an odd place to find someone like you.
That was the point, originally. I knew the Empress was intrigued by the arcane, and that I could answer questions no Chantry mage could. Thus we fit together nicely. I became her advisor, and she my benefactor and source of refuge. Truth be told, our arrangement would not have lasted much longer. Too many wagging tongues, even for Celine.
So, you were in the Fifth Blight?
You were in Ferelden during the Blight.
The Blight began in the Kukari Wilds, so yes, I experienced it firsthand. Indeed, I fought at the hero of Ferelden's side for a time. She is the reason the Blight was defeated. I wish things had gone differently in the end. It had to be, yet. And after that, I came to Orlais. The last place one would look for me, or such was my hope.
Tell me about Kieran.
Tell me more about your son.
He is a very special young man.
Special in what way?
In every way. At first, Kieran was a means to an end. But as he grew, I never thought of myself as a mother, Inquisitor. I had no good example to follow. I find myself becoming something I can barely recognize.
Well, that's interesting, Morrigan. Developing motherly feelings? Alright, goodbye.
I'll leave you to the garden.
Of course.
Alright. Very interesting, Morrigan. And
Inquisitor.
over here now. Okay, yeah, I'd say I go back to the war table because the cutscene interrupted what I was trying to do, namely having some new missions going. Oh, and yeah, this is the Konari decor. The Konari, they really like their naked statues, don't they? Okay, yeah, let's head back to the war table and see what we can do there, because I suspect that I may have new missions after finishing the main story mission. Alright, let's see. Yeah, there's definitely some new stuff going on. Let's grab the old ones first. Oh, Philanderous. Yes, I need it for one quest. Very nice. Alright, let's see, what do we have here? Delegate negotiations. Annexing Kirkwall? What? What the hell? A crew of adventurers. This is for Sutherland, right? These are more resources. House Amnadaris. Unmask those across the sea. Aid those impacted by the civil war. Alliances from that. Oh my god, the alliances mission still continues. Down to the Dowager. Okay, yeah, let me have a look at this. Annexing Kirkwall. The worst of the Mage Rebellion is now past. However, the Mage who started it all, who destroyed the Chantry in Kirkwall and murdered Grand Cleric Athena and dozens of the innocent faithful, is still at large. The fanatic Anders must be brought to justice. Though he may no longer be in the city, it is still home to many of his known associates. I thus resolved to invade Kirkwall to locate Anders. But Starkhaven's annexation of this notoriously troubled city has not proceeded as planned. The city's resistance opposes me. They forget that I do this for the good of the city and for all the free marches. As a staunch ally of the Inquisition, I entreat support for this endeavor, that Kirkwall may be brought under control before more innocents are harmed. Sebastian Val? What the hell, Sebastian? What are you trying to do here? Oh god. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Anders is no longer in the city. I mean, that would be very, very strange if he was. Oh god. This is so stupid. Why do you want to annex this whole city? Because of some associate that may or may not be there. Okay, let's see what I can do here. I fear the diplomatic ramification of having our soldiers seen as part of a conquering army. Let us tell the prince that the Inquisition has no one to spare. After the destruction of Haven, who would blame us? Okay, so I can turn him down if I want to. We have a chance to end this to our advantage. Evelyn will back down in the face of our overwhelming force. If we bolster Sebastian with Inquisition agents as his advisors, we can keep him from doing more damage. Okay, so we can help him take the city and prevent him from doing too much damage. The prince means to retaliate against anyone who ever harbored Anders. Kirkwall's resistance is headed by Guard Captain Evelyn. With our help, she can break Sebastian's resolve and send him running back to Starkhaven. Oh wow. So we can actually help Kirkwall. Yeah, I think I will go with this. I mean, this is just a stupid endeavor. I mean, you want to conquer the whole city because there may be a few people inside. They may be associated with Anders. This is just stupid.
All
Go
right.
for it, Cullen. You have my full support on that one. Right, this is for Sutherland. Crew of adventurers. Sutherland's company have made a request for further expeditions to bolster Inquisition coffers. He seems driven to match the investment made in the group thus far. The goal is rambling but has potential. A small group is certainly better suited to ferreting out whatever misplaced city, horror-filled tomb or borderland keep he's looking to scout. They'll have passage where they need it. The rest is rightfully up to them. They'll have the contacts to do the work they're good at. Commit to recovery. Best to let them work, not get soldiers in their way. I don't know, but as far as I understand, each of these advisors would mean that I use Sutherland and send them out. So maybe I'll just take Liliana because she's the fastest.
Inquisitor.
There we go. Yeah, this mission is suddenly back. This is the one where I unwittingly set up two people for an arranged marriage, right? So let's have a look at this. The conflict among the nobles of the Elysian capital has come to a head. Lady Richelieu has been busy promoting an arranged marriage to solidify the position of the current players, with considerable status reserved for her as matchmaker. Okay. The object is the pairing of Lord de Rosier with Lady Thibault, daughter Celeste. All who have status enough to speak seem to be in agreement, but we have received a number of letters regarding the matter. From Lady Valise the Bald. My daughter will dutifully comply, but I know her feeling. She will speak to no one. I would have you remind her that we are servants of our chosen world, but it serves us as well. It is her name that is stabilizing this alliance. It conveys power that should not be misdirected to matchmakers. Yeah, so the girl doesn't want to marry this guy, apparently. From Lord Pierre de Rosier. Frankly, I'll be glad when the matter is settled. I have no desire to inconvenience the young Celeste beyond what name-sharing Lady Richelieu recommends. This has been a cock-up from head to tail. Well, apparently the guy doesn't really want to marry her either, if he didn't had to. And from Jess and Leandre. I pledge to the Inquisition, if my dearest Celeste is willing to sacrifice to ensure this alliance, then I can only do as much. My name may not be enough for some, but she will have my protection indirectly through service to you. Oh, this is the other guy that she wanted to marry, right? Okay. Yeah, let's see how we can resolve this problem, because I think Freya doesn't take kindly to arranged marriage, and she's now waking up again to this whole question and sees it the way this is going, and I don't think she would agree to that. Simply because, I mean, it hasn't been explicitly stated in her background information, but I could assume that as a daughter of a noble, an arranged marriage would also have been on the table as an alternative to join the Chantry, I guess. So it's obvious that she wouldn't like that. Alright, let's see. This is a currency. The two youth could be marriage enough if other investment encouraged Lord de Rosier to withdraw. Okay. If you are set on the arranged pairing, Jess and Leandre should be quietly escorted from the city. I would not wish him present. Okay, in this case we remove the other guy so that the arranged marriage can take place. Do we truly need this? I suggest discreet maneuvers in the 3 marches, a standard retinue, +2. Get the young couple out of range. Are you suggesting that we help them elope, Cullen? Well, that's interesting. Okay, so in this case I agree to the arranged marriage. In this case I just take them away. I guess Celeste and this Jessin. And what is this about? This is a currency. The two youth could be marriage enough if other investments encouraged Lord de Rosier to withdraw. So I encourage him to withdraw so that Celeste and the other guy can marry instead. Well, I'm guessing Freya's personal favorite is probably to elope. That's what she would do. But if we can actually have them marry, you know, the two people that actually want to marry, then I guess they would have a better life than if they're on the run. So, as much as I like your suggestion, Cullen, I think I'll go with Josephine on this one, simply because I believe that, you know, two noble youth will probably have a better life if they just marry and not run away. So yeah, let's
Inquisitor.
do this. Alright, so we have assigned all of them, and we can leave again. And Morrigan is standing at the war table now. That's interesting. Okay, yeah. I think we can maybe speak to one or two of my companions before ending this episode. Oh, well, we may actually do our judgment over here. Yeah, let's do that. I'm not sure who we are supposed to judge, but I guess I'll find out. Right, let's see.
First, this wasn't my idea. It is an issue born of titles and heir apparency and... Halam Shiral is having difficulty freeing trade routes formerly controlled by Duchess Florian. Had she been tried, her assets would be forfeit and considerable bureaucracy avoided. So they ask that we judge her.
Okay, so she's in that box. Yeah, she's dead.
Are you serious? I did my part. She's dead.
That was the time allotted for rebuttal. Her crimes negated any claim to... Forgive
my
me,
God.
there is an odor.
Okay. Well, this is an unusual situation. My decision is to ignore this. There's a precedent. Ha, community service. Fine, let's get it over with. Community service? What? Why? How? I don't know. This is so bizarre. Well, I could use my perk, and presumably something good will come out of that. But I'm kinda intrigued by the community service option, because I really want to know what this entails. Yeah, I mean, this situation is so absurd. Let's pick the most absurd option here and sentence her to community service.
I call for rehabilitation. The skull shall do public theatre about the evils of evil. I also judge the box. End table for orphans.
That's quite enough, Inquisitor. Point taken.
Well, okay. That was an interesting judgment, but it gave me war table operation, so very good. Yeah, let's see if we can find someone to talk to, and I suppose we can just start with Varric over here. See if he has something to say to us.
I need to have a few words with my publisher. The first one will be you, and the second one will be bastard. They've claimed for years my crime serials don't sell in Orlais. So why is the Council of Heralds asking me for autographs? Sorry, distracted. Anyway, you need something?
I don't know. I guess this question is actually new. Do you believe I'm the Herald?
Tell me the truth, Varric. Do you actually think I was sent by Andraste?
Shit. This is going to be awkward. I guess I do. Either you're guided by the hand of some higher power, or you have the worst luck.
Why? So you believe in Andraste?
I wouldn't have pegged you as an Andrastian.
It's a great story. It's got heroism, love, betrayal, and random musical numbers. What's not to like? I don't have a nug in this race. It could be bullshit, it could be true. I'll never know. But I like the idea that maybe you could save the world with a song.
So, why are those my only two options?
Why are those my only options?
Look at all the shit that's happened to you. You were saved from the explosion that leveled a mountaintop and fell out of the Fade. You traveled through time, faced down one of the ancient magisters who started the Blights, had a mountain fall on you, and lived. Single-handedly saved the Orlesian Empire. Stopped an army of demons. One of those things would be impossible. All of them together? That's a miracle.
Yeah, but... I don't know. So you're saying I have divine bad luck?
So, on the basis of my extraordinarily bad luck, you think I'm Andraste's herald?
If you know the story of Andraste, you know that bad luck is sort of her thing.
Well, okay, but
I can spare
I'm still
some
not,
time.
I'm still not
What do you need?
buying it. Yeah, let's see if he has anything else
Can
to
I
say.
ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Okay, apparently nothing new.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
Alright. Yeah, let's see. Solus has something. And I'm not sure, did he continue his painting? He may have, actually. Let's talk to him.
There are spirits hovering by the veil to observe the thrones of powerful nations, the machinations, betrayals. After our time in Halam Sharal, I understand why. I had forgotten how I missed court intrigue.
Well, I'm glad you liked it, at least. I didn't.
If I go the rest of my life without ever dealing with the great game again, I'll die happy.
Sadly, as the Inquisitor, it is unlikely you will live without further courtly machinations. Unless the rest of your life is very short. In which case, I doubt you will die happy. In any event, Celine should now be a steadfast ally. Especially after helping her neutralize Briala.
Yeah, is that a problem for you?
Am I sensing concern over how we dealt with Briala?
No. Why would I disapprove of... Oh. Because we're both elves. I'm sorry. I was confused. I do not consider myself to have much in common with the elves.
Well, interesting. On the other hand, I mean, we made a truce between the three people, so I'd say that Briala's fate wasn't so bad at all. So, well, who do you consider stuff in common then?
Who do you have much in common with? Who are your people?
A good question. I joined the Inquisition to save the world. Regardless of who my people are, this was the best way to help them. As for the elves of Orlais, I believe Briala is doing quite well on their behalf. She is an admirable woman.
So, you really think so?
So you don't have anything in common with elves, but you admire her for fighting for them.
I admire many people whose interests I do not share. She organized resistance against a powerful enemy, using only her wits and the resources at hand. That demands respect, especially in a world where most would look at her and only see a pair of pointed ears.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Tell me about elves.
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
Perhaps you could ask Sarah. She has opinions.
Well, but I'm not asking Sarah, I'm asking you.
If I wanted Sarah's opinions, I'd be talking to her.
And learning some colorful new idioms, no doubt. What do you wish to know?
Yeah, tell me about ancient elves.
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Halam Shiral. But Halam Shiral was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Arlathan.
Elvanan was the empire, and Arlathan its greatest city. Place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
And what else?
You've studied ancient elves. What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish Erebels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches. Palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
Okay. Yeah, tell me about the Dalish.
I'd like to know more about the Dalish elves.
It is a mistake to think of the Dalish as a single group. They have lived as separate clans for centuries now. As a consequence, each clan has learned, interpreted, and forgotten different parts of elven history. Some trade freely with humans, or adopt city elves who flee the alienages. Others attack humans on sight.
Alright, and tell me about city elves.
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Tevinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past, and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
And tell me about elven magic.
Is elven magic different from the magic used by humans?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing chantry approval, although they still frown on blood magic. Superstition. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
So, was their immortality due to magic?
The legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature. Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
Alright, and yeah, about the blood magic?
You said that the censure against blood magic was a superstition.
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Tevinter disapproves of it. But as I said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
Well, I guess I can agree to that. I mean, you can kill someone with a fireball as well as with blood magic, so... yeah, these are two very black and white options given to me here, but... I would agree that it matters how it is used. You can do just as much harm with normal magic, and you can do good with normal magic, so... it's probably not really about blood magic or not.
To be honest, I don't see it as different from any other magic. It's a means to an end.
Indeed. The problem is that under the Chantry, blood magic is forbidden, so only criminals practice it. While in Tevinter, magisters compete with each other, instead of keeping their volatile friends in check. They always succeed through power, so they have never had the chance to learn another way.
Alright, goodbye.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Well, that was interesting little talk. But I think I can actually end the episode here. I will continue to talk to my companions in the next episode, so this will probably take at least another episode knowing my companions. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you again next time.